In California, agriculture is big.
California farmers produce so much of our nation's food.
And that's why the laws and regulations the farmers in California must follow are the most stringent and comprehensive in the world.
Every time a farmer or an applicator applies a pesticide, they are subject to hundreds of regulations.
These laws and regulations are developed to ensure that pesticide applications are safe and that people and the environment are protected.
To ensure farmers and their pesticide applicators are following these regulations, California has an enforcement system that relies on ag commissioners who are located in every county of California.
Our job is to ensure that farmers, their employees, and pesticide applicators are following the laws.
But sometimes things can go wrong.
Sometimes mistakes happen and there are unintentional consequences.
And sometimes people don't follow the law.
The state of California has a process in place that allows for people who live near farms or work on a farm or pass by a farm to report something they may feel may be a violation of California pesticide laws.
An important job of every ag commissioner in the state is to investigate each and every one of these reported complaints to determine if, in fact, laws have been violated.
And if there is a violation, we take appropriate enforcement actions.
If a member of the public wants to report a pesticide-related concern, the easiest way is to contact their county agricultural commissioner directly. Or there's also a statewide pesticide reporting hotline that they can contact. So a good example of a complaint that we typically get would be a homeowner smells an odor, or maybe they hear or see application equipment near their home and they feel like there's been a drift onto their property. When we receive a pesticide complaint, we immediately start gathering evidence. And that starts with interviewing the person who is making the complaint. After we speak with them, then we will determine who owns the property where the application is suspected to have taken place.
In order for us to issue a penalty, we must show preponderance of evidence indicates it's likely a violation occurred.
We don't have to prove the violation occurred beyond a reasonable doubt.
But everyone has a right to due process. Due process ensures that legal proceedings are fair and that all individuals are treated justly.
And that means individuals have the right to review and challenge the evidence against them.
People can make an anonymous complaint, but this makes it much more difficult for us to provide evidence that will result in an enforcement action.
For instance, if the complaint is anonymous, we can't provide the farmer or applicator with information on which exact home was allegedly sprayed.
Without the specific information on who or where the alleged violation occurred, it is very difficult or even impossible for the farmer or applicator to defend themselves.
And that makes it difficult for us to provide a potential violator with due process.
That's why cases filed anonymously often don't result in a violation being issued.
In some instances, it is possible to file a case anonymously and still prove a violation.
Sometimes we do get anonymous complaints, like in the cases of farm workers where they might say that their boss isn't supplying them with personal protective equipment. In those cases, it can be possible for us to follow up on that complaint. If we know when an application may occur, we can go out and do an inspection and determine if the personal protective equipment was in fact provided or not. By doing that inspection, our inspectors are able to make a direct observation that the violation occurred.
Anytime a complaint is filed, the person filing the complaint has a right to know the outcome of the investigation.
Hi, County Ag Commissioner's Office. We did submit the samples that we took. We were able to determine that no drift had occurred.
So we had an anonymous complaint earlier today. The grower had not supplied the required PPE. So we issued a cease and desist and will be proceeding with an enforcement action.
Ag commissioners take complaints seriously.
We investigate 100% of the reported complaints that come into our office.
Our job as agricultural commissioners is to make sure that farmers are following the law and that when mistakes happen, those responsible are held accountable.
Our job is to make sure people are protected.